I am about to say something very bold. One of the most important food technologies on earth was created by indigenous and Mesoamerica individuals long ago before modern labs, and millions eat it still of the result of this without even knowing the name. Are you ready to know what it is? If you ever eaten a tortilla, a tamal, pozole, atole, if you experienced an ancient invention that changed nutrition and food systems forever. It's called Nixtamalization or nixtamal. And today I am breaking down simple but deep, because this isn't just food. This is Latino and indigenous genius in nixtamal. What's good, familia? My name is Crispin Valentin. I am your host, the Global Latin Factor podcast. Thank you so much for being here, where we talk about Latino everything. Make sure you subscribe to the channel right now if you have not done so, to enjoy more amazing episodes that we have for you today. Today's episode is for everybody who loves tacos, for anybody who's ever wondered why the real tortillas taste different. So let's get into it. For starters, what is nixtamalization or nixtamal? Simple definition, nixtamal is this. You take dry corn, you cook it and soak it in alkaline water, usually water with cal or calcium hydroxide. Then you rinse it and the outer skin loosens and you grind it into masa. Yep, that's it. That's what nixtamal is. That's what nixtamalization is. But that one step changes the food in major ways: texture, processing, and nutrition. This isn't an opinion. This is documented in scientific literature, including classic peer review papers in Science on traditional alkaline maize processing. A tortilla is not just food. A tortilla is technology. Now, imagine this. In Mesoamerica, maize becomes a major staple, meaning the whole community relies on this daily. So, if your civilization depends on one staple, you need it to be workable, tasty, and sustainable. Now, nixtamal solves multiple problems at once. It makes corn easier to grind, it makes dough that holds together, and it improves nutritional outcome compared to untreated maize. Even modern research continues studying how processing condition changes digestibility and functional properties in tortilla and masa. Now, here's something that I wanted to make super clear. Nixtamal is an old history. It's not a museum process at all. It's still alive today and at home and industrial scales across Mexico and Central America. According to CIMMYT or CIMMYT, one of the most respectable global maize research institutes, and we also have scientific institutes data showing how significant maize-based foods are specific in Central American countries. For example, major technological review documents in Food Review International's hosted in INCAP libraries. INCAP is the Institute of Nutrition of Central America and Panama, reports maize intake and tortilla consumption patterns for countries like Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, and even provides a data points like average maize intake and references to tortilla consumption, including Costa Rica, in this particular report. So, yes, when you say tortilla culture, we're talking about living daily food reality in multiple countries, not just one region. And outside Latin America, this tradition is also carried strongly through Latino diasporas, specifically in the United States, where masa, tortilla, and hominy-style alkaline treated corn foods are widely eaten in Mexican American and indigenous communities. Hominy is essentially alkaline treated maize, a close relative process. Nixtamal or nixtamalization is an ancient history. It's still feeding whole countries today. The world copied corn, but not the process. Here's a real historical lesson. When maize spread to other parts of the world, some places adopted the crop, but did not adopt the alkaline process method. Scientific discussions of traditional maize processing explains why alkaline treatment can improve nutritional quality and why health outcomes differ when the method isn't used. So the world copy the corn, but not the process of nixtamal, which was very crucial and game-changing. The chemistry without the boring part. Quick translation, alkaline is the opposite of acidic lemon juice. Lemon juice is acidic, cow water is alkaline. When corn is cooked and soaked in alkaline water, the outer layer loosens and the kernels change, and that way it makes it grindable and doughy friendly. That's why masa behaves the way that it does and why tortilla behaves the way tortilla does. Tortillas can carry more calcium than others. When lime is used, calcium levels can increase in the final product, and scientists have studied how processing affects material and components like phytic acid, which can influence mineral availability. So depending on how it's made, tortillas can be more nutritionally meaningful than people assume. The origin, let's talk about the evidence and the hypothesis. Now, how was nixtamal discovered? We don't have a single documented day or day one, but we have strong hypotheses supported by experiments. Hypothesis number A, or hypothesis letter A, the ash theory or story. The ash from the fire made the water alkaline. Some people noticed the corn change, possible, but it's not confirmed as the origin. Now, hypothesis letter B. Limestone, stone boil. It heated limestone and it was used, and it can make cooking water alkaline. This is supported by experimental that it was done by archaeologists showing stone boiling maize with limestone can create an alkaline condition consistent with nixtamal. That's one. And hypothesis C, intentional innovation. The respectful explanation, people experimented deliberately to improve grindability, dough, and taste, then refined the method that spread and stuck all over the place that we still get to try today. The respectful version is this: they weren't lucky, they were experimenting, and they were doing it on purpose. This is a big one. Corn can be affected by molds that produce toxins like fumonisins, and nixtamal has been studied as a process that reduces fumonisins in tortillas made by traditional methods. A peer-reviewed study in the Journal of Nutrition reports tortillas made with traditional nixtamal in Mayan communities showed about 50% reduction total in fumonisins. So it's not only the taste, it can also be food safety technology. Nixtamalization isn't just flavor, it can be food safety tech. Why some tortillas taste dead? Let's be real. They do. Some of them really do. Not all tortillas are equal. Let's be real. They're not. So, some tortillas taste just like cardboard. They're horrible. They're terrible for you. By the way, if you have a tortilla cardboard, move on. You need a better one. You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. When you eat a fresh tortilla with real masa and it tastes just alive, the aroma, the elasticity, the flavor is just so different, so good. That difference comes from the process control, the lime level, the cook time, the steep time, washing intensity, and the grind. Scientists have even studied how washing intensity affects the tortilla texture and properties. Now, let me ask you this, and let's walk through this. Dry corn, rinse pot, water at cow, heat up, cook until ready, mush, and guess what? You can turn this amazing thing into, and sometimes you have to soak it overnight. And once you have that, you can have yourself a nice nixtamal. You rinse it, you rub it, you loosen all the outer layers. Now you have nixtamal, grind it into masa. From the masa, you get tortillas, tamales, sopes, gorditas, tlacoyos, a whole universe from masa. And again, a universe of amazing dishes that we typically get to eat every single day. How do we know it's ancient? Archaeologists, that's why. How do we know people were doing it this long? Because scientists can identify evidence of nixtamalization. Maize archaeologists and research have reported direct archaeological evidence among the ancient Mayas in Guatemala. So isn't just tradition, it's documented. This isn't just a cool fact. This is identity. People reduce Latino culture to stereotyping, but nixtamalization proves, or nixtamal proves, we engineer food systems. We created chemical processing methods. We build nutritional practical into culture, and we pass it down for generations to generations. We didn't just cook, we engineered. So next time you eat a tortilla, pause for a moment, take a second, smell it, taste it, and remember, this is ancient chemistry still feeding people to this day worldwide. So drop a comment. Did you know what nixtamalization was? And what is your favorite masa food? Is it tamales? Is it tortillas? Sopes? Whatever it is, just let us know. If you learned something today, hit the like button, subscribe, share with a friend, share with somebody that can be enlightened, especially somebody that loves tacos. And because they're going to be like, what? Wait. What'd you say, Crispin? Exactly. That's exactly what it is. So this was the Global Land Factor podcast. Much love to you. Thank you so much for being a consistent listener, consistent watcher of our episodes. Remember, once again, to subscribe. I can't tell you enough. It costs nothing, but you do us a major favor. And remember, we are just like you. We are people. We are the spice and flavor in this melting pot that it is the world. Till next time.